Because look, this was the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis. Look at the buildings behind them. But let them tell it. They'll let people just believe that their ancestors was living in these ran down buildings and that they was just living below means. And I want you to remember, they tell us that Abraham Lincoln, as the president, was living in a log cabin. So where do buildings like this come from, and who built these buildings? Because these not just some overnight structures that you throw up. These have been here. Ancient Egypt. One of the things about it, they tell us directly from their mouth, they founded a lot of these buildings. They found it. They never built them. They found it. Because take a look at these buildings behind them and remember, they had hammer and chisel back then. Who built these? If you pay attention, they don't even replicate these type of buildings today. They throw up blocky, square-shaped, rectangular skyscrapers, and that's what they love to see. They act like those the wonders of the world today. So who was building these back then if you can't even replicate them today? America is ancient Egypt. The Egyptians, the same people who built the pyramids, are the ones who built these. Because if you look it up, America has more pyramids than any other country in the world combined. And it's no coincidence that these world fairs were some of the biggest events in the world back then. They had over 80,000 people showing up to each one. But they don't teach about it in school. They don't teach us about this at all. But you got to ask yourself, why? Why, if it was things like this going on and people were living like this back then, why didn't they show us? And it's for the same reason that they don't tell us that America is ancient Egypt. Because once you start to put the pieces of the puzzle together, it'll all start making sense. And you see just how much we truly got lied to our entire lives when you listen to their version of history. Remember, it's his story. Because remember, they try to make it seem like most people just lived on farms back then and there was a lot of sharecropping and things of that nature going on, and that the world didn't experience this big boom of technological advances until the Industrial Revolution started taking place. But then you got things like this, and it just go completely against the entire narrative that they tried to spin to us our whole life. And they know that once those wheels start turning in people's heads, you're going to want to know, like, hold on. I got to know what else was going on back then. I got to see the rest of the picture, because if you let them tell it, these things never even took place. They don't even tell it. It's a whole lot to break down and it's a whole lot to uncover. But now that you didn't see